friend. Good to see you. How are you? Great. So listen today. I'm going to give you lots of ideas about how to practice speaking English when you're alone at home. Home Alone sounds like a film. Are you ready? Let's do it. Hello. If you don't know my name, I'm Keith. I'm Keith Speaking Academy on the YouTube channel in English Speaking Success. So listen, today we're going to looking up how to speaking English when you're alone at home. It's not so easy for many people, right? Because maybe you don't have any native English speaker in your city. Maybe you know tourists you can go. Maybe you can locally go and track and doing English, speaking English. And maybe you're not ready to go on Skype and try to find some random English person to track with. Somebody you don't know. I will let her you literally shy like me. And so what I'm to do today is share you with lots of ideas so you can start speaking when you're on home alone, right? Good. Now, if you do know me, you're thinking, oh, what's that James orange block over there, huh? Haha, that was before truth. And it's this is my meditating mat. Sometimes when I sit, meditate sometimes. I don't sit on the wall, I just tiring at the moment, just so I can find a place to treat it. So right now it's over there. Okay. The truth about that is being yes, you can watch video, you can watch film, you can listen to podcasts, all of that is great, but some point you need to start speaking. And you could speak on your own, but also later you need to start interacting and practicing with people. But that's not always easy to do. So right now today I'm focused on really practice go simple when you're alone at home, so practice. And just to add, this video is actually sponsored by Cambly. Cambly are fantastic platform for you to learn English and practice English. They have native English speaking teacher, and you can choose any time, any teacher. It's really flexible and easy. And if you are all studying online IELTS courses, and you can follow, right? Lots of activity, lots of ideas. So a big thank you to Cambry. Thank you guys for sponsoring the videos. And also, if you are new to Cambry for the first time users, you can get discount on this. Just use the code is down here below and keep this, and you can get discount on all of their plans when they are monthly, free monthly, or for the years. Good, more about it. But right now, let's get into the ideas about practicing speaking English. So the first lead is go to speak into the mirror. And this is really useful, but it is really simple. It's right. It's easy because you can do this first thing in the morning when you're brushing your teeth, but you can speak and brush your teeth, but just before you brush your teeth, huh? And in the evening you can go to bed and you wash your face. What do you mean? You don't wash your face in the evening? Why not? My mother always told me I should you wash your flaking behind your ears, wash your legs, strap your leg. Yeah, wash your face before you go to bed. It takes all the dust and pollution on your face apparently. Anyway, that's the great time. So you can do it. And this is good too because the key to learning and preparing for IELTS is habits, right? And if you can attach your learning to an existing habit, brushing your teeth, washing your face, and it makes much easier. Now I used to do it when I was learning Chinese, and in the morning I would, after brushing my teeth and few sentences talking about what I'm going to do today, in the future, right? 今天我要去公园。我想什么？我想去买这菜。对了，right? So today, I'm going to go to the park. I need to go to the supermarket. I'm going to buy some vegetables. I'm meeting jackets. Of course, I might go to the cinema. Or in the future. Brilliant. And then into the end of the day, what you did and what you have done, right? Today I went to the park. I played football. I went shopping in the end. I've done a lot of it. Has been a good day, right? Past tense, present perfect, just wow. So you can see your grades to practice different tenses. It's a bit like write in writing your diary for the day, right? Which is also a great way to practice writing. But this is speaking. In front the mirror is nice. It's reflective learning in many ways. Okay, moving on. The next one I could collocation fun, right? Collocations are words but often used together, right? Next we talk about heavy wing. Heavy wing. In English we don't say big wing. Today there's big wing, there's heavy wings. So this is collocations. Collocations form is where we practice speaking using a very common teachment for really based on the task, based on the teaching, and based on prepare, practice, present. So we'll be preparing the words, the collocations, practice in sentences, and present in a whole talk. Okay. Now the reason I suggest in front of the mirror um, is that actually there are great benefits of talking to a mirror. Right? First of all, mirrors don't answer back like your children or your wives. But apart from that, when you speak in your mirror, you can look in your mouth and you can see the kind of movements that you like making, which is great, right? And it's a useful pronunciation. You can also check your body language. You may be surprised to see it like that, without any moving your arms, or you sort of doing this all the time. That's fine, but it's being aware the body language is quite good, and also you feel like you are talking to someone, right? Many people I know, and this happened to me. I practiced for a long time in the book when I went to speak to somebody in the foreign language, it was like a shock seeing the face in front of me. Oh my god! But practice in the mirror, you've got used to a phrase in front of you, right? So it does help. So let's look down. Prepare, practice, and present. Preparing. What I suggest you to do here, you choose a topic, a recent topic you're studying in the lesson was science, and then get some collocations. You can use your coursework. If you want, you can get the internet. You can go to the rather lesser website. This one called Keep Speaking Academy, and can hear right. You have got 3 live lessons. You can go through to the 3 live lessons and a reason also on science, those you can just download the document. Yeah, we want to download that and then find in that or the collocations you got those here, and here you can got the collocation, you got idioms, you got lots of them. And what I will do, I will take maybe 6 or 7 collocations in the idioms, like exact science is not rocket science, to be on the same wavelength. And next preparation, right? That's step 1. Step 2 is in front of the mirror. Just make sentences, right? Exact science. Well, parenting, bringing up children is not an exact science. Cooking is not an exact science. Frying an egg is not rocket science. It's that actually quite easy, right? And then I'm just practicing sentences here. And then in the end, after practice present, I take one of the old past questions around science, maybe something like this described, and then start to talk about it for maybe a minute and trying, if possible, to use some of these phrases in sentences, right? So you may say something like this. Describe another something interesting. Wow, okay. I guess in era I'm interested in cooking. And I know it's an exact science, but I guess it's biology science, biology food, maybe right. And I'm just interested in science behind cooking. I think it's interesting when you hear something change and when you mix different things like sugar and vinegar, you get different mushrooms, chemical reactions happen. And so I think it's really interesting, right? I think chefs and scientists are really on the same wavelength because I chance discover a new thing, whether cooking or your decisions or things like that. I know cooking is rocket science, but I'm just and so yes, all those hard science I think is English for me. So you can see what I'm doing really here is not giving a perfect path to answer, but I'm just trying to activate and practice some of the expansion of learning, and that is really so that is great because that's preparing the collocations. Protest the sentences and presenting a talk is a really trying method. Doing in front of the mirror is great. You can add everything. You can contact things, somebody, you, and but you can see yourself. You can monitor yourself. It's really, really practice. Collocation, fun, great. I want to go and do it. Sounds like so much fun. Then I'll go again right now. I'll be back in a moment. And next up is I'm practice with short audios. Now I'm big fan of listening to podcasts and films. That's great. But when I come to speaking, I think short audios are much better. They are bite-sized chunks of and easy to use, and your concentration is shorter for the time. You can work with, for example, recorded IELTS sample answers. Many answers have those not written. You must record. You want to listen and then speak. Um, this tool I talked about in the past, many of the students here. It's called LinkQ, and I like it because it's full of short audios that you can use to help start speaking, and it's free. I mean, there's paid version, but you can get some lots of stuff for free, which is great here. So let me show you first of all how that much work. So this is the LinkQ, okay? I'm not going to explain how it works. You can find that hubs for free. Sign up for free. The base library, you choose your level here. So let's say intermediate, and you can choose them here. Different audios to listen to. I've got one of my previous lessons sports open up and let me just say show you how it works. We just focus on the big. Okay, let's try. Nice to see you again. So what I want to focus on first is you listen to the sentence stress words. Listen to the stress words. Nice to see you. Chat, interest, sports. So I'm just waiting to finish stress words. Repeat the stressed words. Chat, interest, sports. So repeating your words, not reading, not listening. In fact, you can just close that and focus on your own words, right? Oaths. And then after you've done that, you have done a practice, you could then try to retell the lesson or the story and record yourself. If you're not sure, you can use the mobile apps to record your voice, the Vocaloid, which is also a simple online voice recorder. And recording yourself is great because it puts pressure on you. And that, my friend, is good. Also, you can want to listen back, go to compare to the original story with the tape strip and see is it different? Did you make mistake? Instead of saying a little bit of football, did you say a little bit football? Or did you use different collocations, right? Instead of the visualized, do you say personal sport? Something different. That's noticing, again, puts pressure on you, which is great. And if you also have to notice, a noticing language is kind of the bad, which is essential to improve. So that's it. Practice with short audio. Write the next more really fun. In front of people leaving you scared, nervous, worrying your station in to get forget everything you prepared. Do you worry what people were thinking of you? And it's about imitating your favorite English speaking actors or actress. Okay? So here, when you watch the film in English, take some of the actors you really like and pretend to be them. Right? So you're copying their body language, their gestures, their face, so their accents, their voice, their words. You're copying everything. Why does this work? Because it's all about identity. A key paper is your identity as English speaker. And as students, we often have a mask. We can all create a mask hide behind before you learn foreign language. And this can be very, very helpful to reduce anxiety or stress and speak shy. You don't want to embarrassing the stage, then not speaking correctly when you have the mask to hide behind. It doesn't matter because you are being somebody else. And it's great fun to do this with artists, actresses, actresses. That's you like. Let me show you a very, very simple example. There's a great artist, Keith. Rowan Atkinson, you know him of Mr. Bean, but he played American. Around the responsible is Johnny English, right? Let's have a look to Johnny English. Let me clear up the uncertainty for you. You haven't. Right? So it's checking the character, trying to do the voice and the whole body, and you become that character. And you could do that when you are practicing on your own, right? You probably don't want to do it when you're out on your shop to foreign people. Hello, they think you're Johnny English. You're mad. But when you're having fun at home, it can be a great way to practice. So let's it. Imitate your favorite English speaking actor. The next word is to send all your message, right? Then when you're using if you're using Facebook, WhatsApp, or just social media to have a chat with facilities, often we send text messages. You probably send in your language, but you could think sending them in English, right? And go a step further, then send audio message rather than a written message. For example, practicing your English, okay? You could do this way if you have some friends to maybe speak English or family members and you can have fun with them in English or in other language. I mean, we do this sometimes. Quite be fun. In the great thing about sending audio messages, it's a lot like a live conversation when the pressure is left. You have time to prepare, to think about what you're going to say, to record it. And if you delete it and record it. It's just about practice, not perfect, no perfection, practice. So sending audio messages is a great way to do it. Next steps. Imitate the English foreigner. Now, I'm sure most people can imagine or know how English people speak your languages, right? If you go towards your people, you speak your language. How do they speak your language, right? Take that sound, that accent, and start to use it. So, for example, I'm Spanish. Hola, me llamo Mira, por ejemplo, right? And I'm thinking, so how do English people speak Spanish, right? They don't speak perfectly or lots of media. They speak with the English accent, right? Hola, ¿qué tal está? You're sorry. So, the Spanish person would try and speak Spanish with the English accent. Hola, you're sorry. And ¿qué tal estás? Right? And then switch to English, but keep that accent. Hola, ¿qué tal estás? You're very well. Hello, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. Can you hear that? That the same pronunciation accent is easy to switch. And suddenly, my English sounds English. It sounds great, right? That's it. I'm doing example with Spanish, but you can do it with any other language, right? Think how people speak English, speak your language with that accent, and then switch to English, keeping that British accent or English or American accent. It really can be quite useful and fun to boot, correct? And the next idea is shattering. I'm doing it, shattering. Of course, a shadow, right? If the sun is shining down on the floor behind you, you have a shape as same as you. Dark, that is your shadow. The sun leaves the shadows, you leave a shadow. And to shadow someone is to follow somebody. So you shadow you may follow you. Sometimes detectives will shadow suspicious people, right? Now, in language, when we shadow somebody, it can be to we pretend that you're very close to behind them, right? Remember, whenever you go, your shadow follows very closely. So here, the things to do is find a short audio and to listen for maybe a minute or to repeat it almost on top of the voice. But maybe a fraction maybe behind them, just behind them, but you are really following in very closely. Do not wait for the sentence to finish and repeat. This is different. This is being really close behind them and is forced to use to pick up the word stress and intonation. And you focus on those two things, it really can help build up their speaking skills with stress intonations. Let me kind of demonstrate. I try them first, a little audio. First of all, I recommend you listen for a minute completely so you've got the idea of the variables and I already done that, cause I'm well prepared, haha. And then, second time, you listen and shadow. Let me show you how close we are behind it. I'm going to use my phone so you can hear properly. Social masculine to it. Talk about how, talk about pause, how talk about movies and music, and the kind of artwork that enriches our life. Topic suggests to us, I want to listeners, and she sent us email, which I will read for everybody now. It says Slip. Oh, I think you get an idea. So it's different from read, listen, and repeat. It's shattering, following closely. At first, it's very hard, but the more you do it, the more you'll be noticing intonation, even accent. I'm picking up an accent. A boat is a boat? Right. That is shattering. Let's move on. So we have shattering, right? Now we're going to look responding. What is responding? Well, put very simply, responding is you hear a question, you get an idea, you give an answer, you respond. The biggest problem is to have the practice. They take a question, they look the question, they prepare it, and they practice and giving the answer right. What happened in the exam? Wow, surprise. In part 3, you get strange question you weren't ready for. What do you think about globalization? Um, um, what do you do? Well, first of all, have something to say about globalization, right? Make sure you have some great wishes to get some idea. If you don't know, you could always say, "Oh, I haven't thought about that. Let me see." Right? Use a term filler to gain time, but the most developing is in your practice, as well as looking at the topics you need practice with responding. Because in part 3 in the exam, it's bigger problems to the students tell me is they don't have idea. I didn't know what to say. I wasn't expecting that. I just couldn't get my idea out and speak. So you need to practice responding. When you hear the question, you got no idea what to do. You ask them, right? It's a bit of pressure, but as mentioned before, it's pressure is good for your practice. Now you can do this if you have a speaking really effective now, right? What you do is I'm going to bring in to the next session 5 questions and you don't know what they are. And the other person does the same. You come into your session and you ask each other surprise questions. And it's shock in the first, but it's like anything is going down to the gym, you just practice this and you build up the skill. If you have got a point, you can do a mini practice on your YouTube channel. If you know your YouTube channel in English speaking success, and here down the way, in the playlist, go on the playlist. The last here you're probably seen. In the very bottom, you see Chico responding right, responding cities, part 1 and part 3. And well done here, I recorded several questions with the gap for you to answer, and then the next question. So if you're going to, for example, the one, part 1, and you press the servo button, the question comes at you in a random order. And if you were to be like this, just play for you and you see I press shuffle and it plays magically. Do you like your hometown? Whoa, that's a good question. Do I like my hometown? Yeah, I think my hometown, Manchester, which is in the love of England, is a very attractive place. It's a lot of restaurants and shops. It does attract tourists as well, and then they often come in to see the industrial landscape or football picture. They have the famous football team called Manchester United and Manchester. Oh, yes, there all cries a lot of tourists to come to visit my hometown. So you see what's happening, right? It just automatically to ask you the next question, and I'm practice responding. Cause I don't know the question asked. They short random. You can practice that. You can also make a roam, right? Second your roam, your channel, and don't worry about people find you. That they rarely do. You just put some questions up with a gap for the answer and then shuffle and then brush your uncle. Fantastic, that's it. The next suggestion is to describe what you're doing. The ultimate pace is cool. And then a lot of teachers suggest that as a way of thinking in English, right? So when you're out about the outer boat, when you're out about maybe in a park, you see the different things. You describe what you see. Now I suggest you to start with words, right? So that you are out and about in the park and you see, oh, bicycle, person, path, trees, bag, woman, phone, um, and you're using words, right? And then, right, as you're walking along the path, you make collocations, little chunks of language, right? Riding a bike, a long path, across the trees. The woman could lose her phone. Peg leg, having a peg leg, maybe, right? And then you go on to make sentences. Okay, this little bit like I mentioned earlier to prepare, practice, present. So you're going from words to collocation to sentences, right? Oh, there's a man drawing in the park. There's a woman riding a bike, and also there are lots of trees. There was a woman grew her phone, and she looks like she's about to have a picnic. And you go on, alone, alone. Grace, you can do it in any contest. You can do it at home when you are out of shops or whatever. Now you may think, and you may say, yeah, but Keith, you can't go around the street talking to yourself. People think you're mad. Wow, yes, you know, nowadays, put this on right nowadays. People walk around and then on the phone and like, hello, yeah, John, yeah. I'm in the park. Actually, yeah, that's lovely. A man over there, a woman riding a bicycle. Yeah, I'm good. How are you, right? It's perfectly normal to talking to yourself in the street, right? And if you're not comfortable with that, yeah, you can join the English, pretend you're a spy. Hello? Yes, there's a man walking along the path. There's a woman riding a bicycle, and I think there's a woman grab her phone and she's smell her mouth. Apparently calling the police, get Johnny English. Whoa! Ha 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 ha. Pretend to be spy. I don't know. It's very, very normal. But the key, speak out and go from a word to collocations to sentences. Great practice. You could do it at home as well. I'm talking about getting some nowadays. Not so easy, right? In fact, if you got a little mask, you could speak behind your mask. Nobody leaves. No. Or just stay home to do it. And the next one, la 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 la, is just to sing in English, right? Find a song you like in English, get a lawyer sing along. It's great way because why? Because you pick up on melody, intonation, connected speech, contractions, weak sounds, all those pronunciation features really come out very strong in songs for the melody. So really very powerful to practice. And don't worry if you are out of tune or if your Mr. Bean is out of tune. It's kind of whole. But that's the in the shower or anywhere. Enjoy it, right? So don't worry about that, just practice. If you're lost to go, check out this website, right? Training again, lots of free. You can have a big fun. Let me show you briefly. You can get in apps. It probably to do it. Just show you on go to the web. You can choose any song on here. Most of them come from YouTube, I think. Let's be perfect aperture. And then the games mode, beginner, let's say intermediate, and here we got free random words. So we test it and again practice. Play the video to start the game. I found the love. I found the love for me. Darling, you just and look at that. It stopped the video answer for me. Darling, just dive in. Follow my lips, darling, just dive right in. Follow my lips. I found where's the end for my lips? Follow my lips. Where I found a girl. I found a girl. I think you guessed the idea. Beautiful arms. You guessed the idea and have a bit of fun with it. So that's it. Go and sing a song. Next up is tongue twist, tongue twisters. Things of difficult to say. It's really pronunciation, but there are a lot of fun and they're good to try. And they help you to focus on specific sound, and that's fun. The idea is to replay the sounds or the videos if you like 3 or 4 times until you get more fluently and basically make like a gym workout for your mouth. Because again, is in English you use different muscles from your own language. And very often you're not practicing those muscles enough. Tongue twister is a great way to do it. For example, right, the regular Russia ran round the regular rock. Try 2 or 3 times the regular runs, the regular runs around round the rock and rock, the regular runs around round the rock, or she she sells seashells on the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. Sean, it's better if you don't read it. So focusing on the right side, but this is on the show, really good. You can make it your own, right? Find the constants or rhymes you struggle with. Make them up. Make constantly. Peter picked pick, blah, blah, blah. You could just say, well, Peter picked a plum. Peter picked a plum. Right? Make it up. Great way to practice really good for pronunciation. Next, practice idiom with usually. With English. Now usually amazing website is very useful to use. It's basically like YouTube but with clips. So you can type any phrase. I think it's idioms. inputs to idiom, and you give them lots of video scripts. You're using these idioms and you just practice so you can imitate an intonation and sound. You can get some context for the idiom. It always helps, right? Really tough to do it. Let's have a look how it works. English, you put in basically a word or expression. Let's say, for example, idiom. Pull, I don't know what you pull your socks up, which basically means to do better, to work harder, to do better, to work hard to improve your perform. You like to pull your socks up. My teacher school always common times to put your socks up. So if you want to see its different context, come on. They were so fast to move to the next one. Click here, the next one. You had to put your shot up. American writes your shirt to put your shot up. And here is the list for repetition and also context, which help you to connect your letter, improving. That was how you got your letter, so you can remove try and all. At a moment like this, pull up your socks, pull up your shorts, pull up your socks, put yourself together and put down the phone. Right, so again, you can see the words and you can read right at a moment like that, and you can check different examples. You can clicking on to the next one. Pull up your own socks. Thank you very much, sir. Right, that's it. That's G English. But I like it for the idioms because that's often a difficult thing, a lot of fun to use naturally. So any words you can do idiom practice, you're going to have. Great, let's move on. Right, okay, let's move in yourself in English. Immerse yourself in English. Immerse yourself in English. Immerse yourself in English. I think it's well of research. More you can be immersed in English, the more you're going to learn. And I suggest you to do a lifestyle audit. Audit where you can checklist. So where do you use English? And where do you use your mother tongue? So think about when you use your phone, using your computer. Think about the settings on your phone and computer. Is it in English or your mother tongue? When you testing, sending messages, participating on Facebook English or your mother tongue? Listening to the podcast, watching films, listening to music, songs, reading books. How much is English and what can you switch to English to help immerse yourself more in English? Now, a lot of this is passive, right? Rather than it's giving you yourself opportunity to listen, read, and see more English, but also to use it. In some of those cases, like on the phone or messages, you can also be using English. So, check out, do a lifestyle audit. Now, you deserve more flavor, more color. We coming to the two very important here. This much can because vision points. First of about goals and about habits. So first goals. Set yourself some short-term goals about speaking English, okay? If you just think I'm going to practice and people practicing is all loose and very light, but you won't keep going. I think people like frameworks, restrictions, limits, and goals paths. Not everybody, but it works for lots of people to set yourself a goal, right? So for the next 4 weeks, I'm going to speak in English. Every Monday to Wednesday, Thursday for 20 minutes. That's it. What's so good about that is to use the tick off, and at the end of the 4 weeks, you can see how much you've done. As you're taking off, it's motivating you to keep going. So it's nice to measure. With goals, there's famous writer Jim Kier, Atomic Habits, right? He talks about breaking down goals in a small logo. And I think it's really important rather than saying for the next 6 months I will practice an hour a day, which is very big and difficult. Say for the next week I do 5 minutes a day, right? Set yourself up to wins. Make the goals really, really simple. 5 minutes a day for the next week. You can't go wrong. If you done that, then you step it up and you make it more challenging, right? So do yourself a favor. Set yourself up to win. And on the point goal, there's going to be a day when you're just too tired, fed up, and you don't want to do it, right? There's a little trick, which is it's called 1 minute trick, right? So you're thinking today I'm said going to speak for 10 minutes, right? But I just can't. Oh, I've got the baby screaming, I've got to prepare dinner, I've got this and that's to do. I just don't can't do it, right? The 1 minute trick is to say to yourself, okay, I'm just gonna take 1 minute to practice. So 10 today instead of 10 today. But I don't stop. I don't say I'm not going to do it. I still do it, but just 1 minute and try that. What often happen is after 1 minute you don't want to stop it. Oh, I want to do another couple minutes and I started and actually you often end up doing 10. But the 1 minute trick is really powerful. So check it out. Next, habits. If it's possible, when you got your goals, your speaking practice, and try and do it the same place at the same time every day. It helps build a habit. And also you have the cue, right? It is the same. Indicates I'm doing to the cue will be time 11 o'clock every morning. That's my English time. Boom. When I brush my teeth in the morning, remember, in front of the mirror, that's my English time. 2 minutes, just speaking about what I'm going to do it. Have that cue to same place, same time every day makes it much more easier. No, much easier. Classic. Native speaker mistake. So that's all the habits. Finally, you thought never the last place you have to join the community. Because often when you're speaking alone, it can be a lonely your experience. So even though your practice is alone at home, having some kind of contact with the community, even if just reading, writing, typing, can be very motivating. So a lot of Facebook group. I mean, I have one, and you can choose anything in your group. If you want, find that's my link below. But being a part of community can really help to motivate you. Even if not speaking, you can speak. In my community, some people record themselves great, but you can practice at home at your own, but you just have people you're sharing, you're learning with. They're very powerful. That is it. All of the interesting and great ideas to you. Great. So there's a lot of ideas that I hope you can take some of these and start practicing at your home alone. I think it's all the questions of confidence, right? The more you speak, the more confidence you get, and the more ready you are for your IELTS speaking test. Also, I hope if practicing, you can be ready to move up to the next step, because the dual is important to encourage people. Maybe this will help you to get ready. Just find a speaking partner or speak with your friend in the teacher where you can practice more and more. We add, enjoy it and have fun with English as well. I'd like fun little a big thank you again to Canberry because You're ready now. Cambridge is a great place to go. Online learning, you can choose which teacher you like for topic you want to discuss and when you want to practice. It's great, right? They can also record lessons. They have interrupt explanation if you look. It's really great. So go check it out and you get discount. Check out the detail below. For the first time, you get a nice discount on that often as well. Brilliant. So listen, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, do like it, share it with others, subscribe to the channel English Speaking Success. That's it. I look forward to see you very soon. Take care, my friend. Bye bye.